So now that I've got it out of the car and it's all set, first thing I got to do now is I've got to cut it smooth. Obviously it's got all these rough jagged edges and I need to get it to the right height. So I have measured, this is my right height, and what I've done is got the mirror here, and I literally am just going to sit the permanent marker on it and it'll just rub against it. I've just got it on the bench here flat, and I'll just turn the whole thing round and it'll make a perfect line the whole way round. As you can see, that gives us a nice flat top, and obviously the wood on top will be about 12mm thick, so that's going to raise it up similar height to it is now. Here's our piece now cut out, as you can see. Put it out nice and flat and cut out. I've just given it I cut it with an air saw, and then just got the little sanding disc on the orbital there, and just went around and made it smooth around the edges. I've also smoothed off any of the little sharp bits inside the box, or enclosure should I say, not really a box. Anyway, so now all I'm going to do is grab this, bring it over here, and we're going to turn it upside down, literally trace around it. That piece of wood all marked out, and by the looks of it everything is going to fit by about 3mm. I've pre-drilled all the centers so I can get my router. We'll just use the Jasper circle jig. What I've done is just made up some 2-part epoxy, just some Araldite glue, just a 2-part Araldite, and I've just glued call it 4 corners, just on 4 opposing sides, just on the edges, just on the outside here, just the glue and the glass, like just onto the wood and the glass, and hopefully that's just going to set and hold it in place enough that it doesn't move around while I do my fiberglassing on the inside. So that I'm just going to use that right now to hold it together. So that should be set in about 5 minutes. So I've cut up about 2 square meters of cloth there, and super glued the top on. So now we're just going to mix up for about half a litre of resin, maybe a little more, maybe 600ml or something, and we'll be glassing the underside of that around the top edge, and whatever's left will just go around the bottom and make it a bit stronger. Now we have done up underneath the whole way around, as you can see there. So pretty much I fold a piece over, I push it up here, and I have it hanging out about this far, and then I push it up with the brush and push it up against the top and into the corner. So I've done that all the way around. What I had left in resin, pretty much poured it into the bottom and spread it out evenly, and just added a few more bits of glass in the bottom, so made it just a little bit stronger. There's a terminal cup that'll be mounted just here. Probably going to keep it center, but probably down a little, just like that, because when I do make a grill I want to have the kind of posts for the grill sitting in all of these sections and probably in the center, so I might just put it kind of centered but low like that. And then this is what I'll be mounting the grill that I put over the top with. So these are like little mounting posts, and then you have like the male version that clicks into it. So I've now went around with the flush trim bit on the router and with the sander, and we now have the box in the actual boot. So obviously I haven't trimmed it or painted it yet, so I just test fitting, which it does, and as you can see there is about a 2-inch height difference between the back and the front. So right now the back is sitting, if you put my thumb there, about 1 inch lower than the rim of the boot, and I couldn't go any lower anyway because the subs won't fit in depth wise, and the back is heaps. So I do need to make a grill that kind of slants down there and then flattens out. Okay, and there's the bottom of it, painted satin black. Nothing crazy, but is what it is. It's the same satin black that the actual boot is itself. Now, because it's so tight a fit, I'm not actually going to trim the carpet around the edges. I'm just going to trim it to the edge. So that is the piece of carpet. As you can see, the actual size that I need, and I just go over a little bit bigger when I spray it. And there's the box itself, sprayed with glue. And so I'm literally going to push that down, smooth it out, trim the edges. Real easy one. And then I've got overspray of the glue, and now what I'll do is I'll just flip it upside down again. The face of the box will be down, so the carpet will be covered, and then I'll just go around and give it another quick spray paint. Alright, so that's all my holes cut out, like that. So now I'm just going to mount the subs and the terminals, pre-drill holes, etc. So these are the little holes for the grill clips, so they're hammered in to those. So pretty much now when I make a grill, all I've got to do is make sure I have a little chock on each of those spots, and it will then just click onto there. So that's the point of all of those, that they are now all set into the box. The radiators are mounted, so I've just got my terminal cup here, so I've soldered on my wires, heat shrunk it. At this end though, I did obviously mark positive and negative, with just a bit of heat shrink. So the subs aren't mounted, so I'll pull one of these out. Subs just have little spring clips on them, and there we have it, guys, all finished. Give it a quick vacuum, and then we have 6/8 terminal cups and our spots mounted, so I can mount a grill over it eventually. By eventually I mean in a weekend or two. Very tight to push the woofers in, which is very good. Like, it's really stiff, which means there's no air leaks throughout the whole box, which obviously there shouldn't be, but anyway. That's it. So I'm going to put it in the car now, hook the 2 speaker wires up, and we'll go from there. And at least today we'll have some bass and get it tested out. And there we have 6/8 in a spare tyre well. So looks pretty cool. Yes, it does look like it's off center, which it is, because of the way the subs had to actually mount to fit, because it's squared off at the bottom. So that is the way it sits deliberately. But cool, fits real snug. Just slid in then. Probably to take it out, I'd probably have to remove 2 subs to actually get a hand in there and pull it up. But it doesn't really matter for now. And as you can see, she definitely sits still below the height of the boot floor, which is all that matters. Okay, so it's been about 1 week driving around now with the box, and as you can see how filthy everything got already. I haven't had anything in here either. It's just kind of shit that's fallen off that carpet. This will be the grill. So this is actually a trace I did of the actual box before I put it in here. So it's just cut out now. Obviously matches the box's dimensions. So I've decided on a design at the top. We're going to go with that. For strength reasons, it should be pretty strong. I'm covering like all the actual pieces of the box. It was about 2 centimeters, the gaps between each sub that I've got there, and then I've got that 2-inch rim all the way around. And it actually kind of looks a little bit like a rim, like of a tyre or a car. Like it looks like spokes almost, so kind of like that. That's how she looks. As you can see there, I did take 2 subs out just to make sure I could line it up, and also because I was using them to actually trace a little bit on this thing. But anyway, there's the cutout. As you can see, clears all the subs. Now what I'm going to have to do obviously is router down so that the bits of wood actually sits onto the box, because right now it's actually sitting above the height. It's almost flush actually, but I need it to sit lower so I can have thickness for the grill. So I've marked on the back side in the centers there like that. So I've got to router those bits down, and then it'll all sit actually flush and around the woofers on the underside. As you can see, I'm going to give that a sand on the underside now. But other than that, it's all routed and it all locks over the top like that. Next thing is to do is just cut the piece of grill. Literally going to sit over the top. Alright, so I got the top piece, and what I did is I put in, these are the male parts of the clips that'll hold it on. I put them all in, and I put a little dab of grease just on all of those, and then I put this in its position, and as you can see, we now have a little dot of grease everywhere I need to drill a hole. I just thought I'll do this, and then now I have a perfect tracing of my grill. So as I said, I'm only going to cut the grill around the outside edge, but just doing that makes it pretty easy. It's pretty similar now, but what I have actually done is angle it, as you can see there, so now it falls with the angle of the boot. And all I've done, I haven't attached anything, this is just mopping it up. This is just 2 little chocks on a 30-degree angle. So what's going to happen is I'm going to mount those to this top piece, and then I'm just going to attach those with the same little clips that I'm doing the rest of the box with, the rest of the grill with, should I say. And this piece is actually attached right now, so as you can see, and it just pull it and it clicks. This here is the top layer, which is literally going to sit, again, it's in 2 pieces just for the bend in it, but with the carpet joint you won't actually see it, the fact that there's 2 pieces of wood, and it just sits, it's just a tad bigger, it hangs over just a tad more, just to cover up that rim, and because the grill will be underneath this. So what I'm going to be doing is, with the edge of this one, is literally just cutting them flush with the edge, because when that overlaps, that will wrap around and under, joining these two panels together. So what I'll be doing with this carpet here is trimming it inside of these bits. Half an hour later, which really took about that long, we have trimmed this piece now. Trimmed all properly, no wood showing, come out nice. That's the grill sitting on the wood, as you can see. I haven't attached it yet. So I'm going to be pretty much stapling around the edges, and that's what that piece for, is to cover that up. Alright, and there's the grill fitted to the wood. As you can see, I just literally stapled it all the way around with an air stapler. So that's just the beauty panel on the top. I haven't vacuumed or anything, it's a little bit messy, but you get the idea. And it's just trimmed around the edges, straight around. So now it's actually one piece, and it's ready just to be pushed into the car. The only thing I've got left to do, actually, I've got to actually run the speaker wire, which runs down inside of there to the terminal, along one of the spokes. Just heat shrunk it there, and then I've just literally stapled it in through the wood, and it comes out the other side. Real basic, but easy hidden wire. And that's what it looks like in the garage right now. That's just an LED light on it, but the camera's actually seeing through better to the subs than my eye does. So to the eye it's more like that, but the camera kind of sees through. Alright, anyway, that's it for this video. I'm going to do another video after this, probably next weekend. I'm going to deaden around the boot, and I'll do a little demo for you as well, and show you what it looks like. But this video is getting pretty long. That's the end of the build, as you see. Real simple. Fills my spare tyre well, and I'm going to put the carpet back down now. So stay tuned, there will be like a part 3. I'm going to just do the sound deadener in the boot, and I'm going to do a little demo for you, so you just get to see what it looks like playing. Anyway guys, thanks for watching.